Sophia McCall sits on her couch in her apartment.
When I moved to Florida, I could see. I was sighted. I had an older brother who lived here at the time, and he told me that there were a whole bunch of jobs because I was in call center work. I felt like things were going as planned. I didn't see anything that could stop me. I felt like everything was falling into place. My vision loss began in 2015. My vision started getting blurrier and blurrier, and I was going to the eye doctor. I was going every year because I had to wear either glasses or contacts. But nobody ever told me that it was bleeding behind my eye. It had gotten to the point where I was at work with a magnifying glass. And when I got up to go to the car, it went cloudy. So it went from me being able to see and being blurry to just, I want to say it was like fog. Needless to say, I had one last surgery in January of 2016. And January of 2016, I had the surgery. They took off the bandages and I couldn't see. And I cried. I cried for myself, and I cried for my children. The moment they took the bandages off and I couldn't see, life was over for me. That's what it felt like. I still had to do the same things that I was doing. So we would go to the grocery store and we would go to the counter to pay, and I'm the adult, but cashiers would speak to my children. That's when I started feeling invisible.
Sophia's son, Nashawn, sits on the couch.
What I experienced as a 13-year-old when my mom lost her vision, it was hard at first. It took some adjusting. Like we were all feeling some type of sympathy for my mom because we knew what she was going through. She was being able to see and do everything herself, and then that being taken away from her.
When my kids would leave to go to school, I would not leave my room. I was so scared. Me trying to cope with it on my own wasn't really working. So I asked my son to look up support groups. What we found was Division of Blind Services. And what they did was refer me to Lighthouse, Central Florida. I was so hopeful. I really was, because I was like, there has to be more to life than this, because I was not living. The shift for me, when I realized that I was gonna live, not just breathe, but live, was when, believe it or not, when I walked in the doors and the person that greeted me when I sat down on the chair, and he was asking me that I want something to drink, and then he started talking to me, and people were in the lobby, and I could hear somebody's phone going 100 miles a minute. And I was like, what is that? He was like, oh, you'll get there. That's what he told me. The services that I started at Lighthouse were assistive technologies. I went through a typing class, learning how to do Excel and Word, and using the internet. So learning how to use the white cane, learning how to travel independently. I took an adjustment to blindness, which I was able to speak with other people going through what I was going through, people who've already gone through it. And we went through a class with a plate, and then it had like the food on it, and okay, so this is to the right, this is at the 12 o'clock. And those little things, learning how to do that, but it was the most empowering 3 months ever. I learned how to live.
Cheryl Rayburn, Lighthouse Central Florida's Vice President of Program Services, stands in the program kitchen.
It is my honor to help individuals at Lighthouse realize their full potential, to live beyond the restrictions of vision loss. As a woman who is blind, I'm humbled by the hundreds of people we empower through the programs such as those that Sophia experienced. People with vision loss can do anything and everything that everyone else can do. We just do it a little differently.
The moment that shifted everything for me to let me know that I was ready to go back to work was my AT instructor. He said, "We have a call center, and I think you would be good at it," during one of my classes. I wanted nothing more than to succeed, and I wanted to work because I know that working is a big part of independence, at least for me.
Kyle Johnson, President and CEO of Lighthouse Central Florida, stands in an office.
When people come to Lighthouse for the first time, they undertake a journey, really 3 steps along that journey. Looks different depending on the age, but everyone typically goes through it. 1, there's a stabilization of crisis. Then there's a restoration of hope. Wait a minute, maybe my life's not over. And then there's empowerment. You know, someone like Sophia really captures the full spectrum of impact that Lighthouse makes in people's lives. You know, helping them go through the stages of adjusting to blindness, but then walking out with a network and with confidence and knowing that she can achieve whatever she aims to achieve in her life and her career. That's what we're in the business of doing.
I feel empowered to do anything that I want to do career-wise. I don't have any limits, and all of that is because of the training and support from Lighthouse. I've gained my independence and my confidence, and career-wise, I want to go into a field where I can grow into that. I want to be in government affairs where I can help people and still advocate. Who better to advocate for blind people than someone who is blind?